Hey, I'm Deshaun. I am a Spring Developer Advocate, and I'm just playing around. I'm just playing with Spring CLI. It's something I'm really kind of excited about. I'm jazzed, if you will. It's a new tool, newish. It's not quite at 1.0 stage yet, but it's definitely, in my mind, it's definitely worth taking a look at. So, yeah, like hang out if you want. Like well, maybe we'll have some fun. Maybe. So let's jump. The first thing is I really like. I'm gonna adjust my headphones here. The first thing is this concept. Let's go find the repo, Spring CLI. Let's go. I think I can jump to the docs. This catalog, this project catalog idea is really slick to me. So I blatantly stole this project catalog that exists as a sample here. I went and I made my own. So that's what I'm looking at here. I've got a repository for some of these baseline examples. You know, if I'm an org and I'm wanting to not just give a stack or a list of dependencies that I might be able to do over here at start.spring.io, which is also awesome, right? I can kind of like go and I can see what's on the menu, but maybe you don't want to have all of these dependencies on the menu. Maybe you've got specific things internally inside of your org that are your secret sauce, your conventions, and you would like to have those on the menu. In the past, I have forked the initializer, right? This is an option that you have. Let's do this right. In initializer. GitHub. Here we go. You can, and many people have, you can go and fork the initializer and you can deliver an experience like this. You can change the UI and you can put only the things that you want on the menu. You can add things to the menu. And this is clearly what a lot of people are doing, right? And it's something that I've done in the past as well. But that maintaining that fork is difficult. It's hard to keep up. So I've got a new pattern that I'm really a fan of. So what I do here is I'm going to create some baseline projects that I can choose from. And using the Spring CLI, let me go and do this. Where did my terminal go? Let's do this. For me, in my org and the stuff that I'm going to be supporting in production, I can give, oh, come on. I can give my own one. Let's make do Spring boot new. No, let's do the Spring project list. I am set up with my own project on this instance. So I could pass out this set of information and hey, these are the baseline, these are the patterns that we use going to production. And I could pass this out and you can go and use these, right? You can go and use my project catalog, this one here. You can go set up that project catalog and you can adopt my patterns that I take to production. And all I did was I took the example from here and I'm playing around. I tried upgrading to Spring Boot 3.2 and switching to Java 21. So all of these are 3.2 latest and Java 21. So I can keep track and I can keep an update of these projects. And then when my developers that are using my platform, for example, when they go to production, they can just grab one of these starters. But here's the cool thing that's slightly different. Let's go back over here, creating a new project. I can say, hey, Spring Boot new, it's got a default. If I just do that, it'll grab the default REST example. But I can also say, hey, I want to grab one of those projects from my repository, from my project. So I could say Spring Boot new, my project name, and let's say I want to start with web. What it's going to do, it's going and it's grabbing this baseline project and it's pulling it in. Let's open that up. Wait. Oh, I put it in my project name, sorry. My project name. And I get a little bit different result than what I get when I normally go to start.spring.io. Here, I'm actually getting some code. And you'll recognize this code. It's from one of the Spring Boot guides. And I have an application that hopefully, if I've done things right, it'll start up and run. MBNW, Spring Boot run. I've taken away some of the decision making for a developer. I still have an application that'll run localhost 8080/greeting. Boom. This is good. This is a good thing. So even though it's simple, we didn't do a whole lot here. I have a base image. So instead of, right, this is me thinking this through with you. And if you're here, feel free to join the chat. Let me know where you're from, because my kids like to watch. My mom likes to watch. Hey, look at this. I'm having a great day so far. Where are you joining from? We're doing this. My mom and dad watch, so they get excited. Hi, Mom, Dad, I love you. They always get excited when I say, "Oh yeah, I had somebody join from here and there." So yeah, let me know where you're joining from, because it's fun for my mom and dad and my kids. But this approach, this project approach, makes it so as a developer, I don't have as many things to think about. There's a lot. Do I need this? Do I need this or this or this? What are the patterns that are supported on my path to production in my org? Look at, thank you. Thank you, Pink Emma. Pink Emma is here for the tokens. I'm glad that you're here. Thank you so much for joining. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. The week is almost over, but it's been a good week so far. I am excited about this project for many, many reasons, but this is one. I get more out of the gate, right? I have an example code out of the gate, so I can see code conventions, not just the dependency tree, right? So this is one of those reasons I'm excited about this, but it's one of the many, because here's the other piece. I'm going to stop. This is simple enough, but now I want to add something else. Hello. Thank you for joining. I have a project. This is something that start.spring.io cannot do. I could say spring boot. I think add is the command. Again, I'm getting used to it. Registering, adding to existing projects. It's spring boot add. So again, I got my project list, spring project list. I can see all my projects, but now I want to add a JPA example. So now, whoops, I can just go spring boot add JPA. Well, I'm going to do one thing first. I'm going to do this. I'm going to say get init, get add dot, because I want you to see the diff. Git commit first pass, get status. All right, so everything's committed. Now I want to do spring boot add JPA. Now the JPA is coming from my project catalog. It's got my preferences, my conventions in it. But let's see what it does, and it'll tell us what it's doing. It said, hey, we're getting this project from Deshaun's project catalog, this repository. But also it says, hey, we're merging this dependency. We're merging in. Deshaun says, hey, we want Flyway. And it's bringing in Spring Boot Starter JPA and Hibernate. So now over here, I can see the diff. I can see what happened. I brought in Flyway. It merged in, oh, not that one, H2. And it also merged in Spring Boot Starter Data JPA. That's cool. And over here in my source code, it brought in some code and it put it into a different module. That's the other cool bit here, is it separated. It didn't clobber anything. It put it into a different module. If I had properties, oh, look at there. It also brought in some default properties. This is slick. I got a sample migration as well. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I'm excited. This is Spring CLI. This is why I'm excited, because this to me seems like a really cool step forward in what I'm trying to do. Here's another piece. Let's see, and I haven't tried this before. Let's see. If I go git add, let's add all that stuff. Git commit, add JPA. Let's do this. Let me roll this back. Let's say I was behind. I was on Spring Boot 1.0. I hadn't done an upgrade in a while. Now I know how I normally do my upgrades. I'm gonna hit this refresh. It says, hey, yeah, we got all the, we're indexing. Now your parent POM is Spring Boot 3.1.0. I want to see what happens if I do Spring Boot add JPA again. It says, hey, we're getting this project, refactoring code base, and done. Did it do anything? I was kind of hoping they would do that, but that's okay, because I think that there is some features that might not be in the docs. Spring Boot. I'm exploring Spring Boot. Oh, just Spring Help. I'm exploring. Project list, project add a project to use boot new and do add. Oh yeah, because we can also, again with the Spring CLI, I can also use the initializer project. But I can also add these commands. So here's one of the other pieces. These commands, these custom commands. I had a separate approach. I have naming conventions around my versions and project names and descriptions, and also this, but this already came in because I created it from my conventions. So this is fantastic. The other piece, when I started my project, I had this README that came along with it. When I added JPA, I got another README added to my repository that said, hey, these are the JPA specific things. So if I want to put in my code conventions, if I want to, share that information, I can include that in my project catalog. I can say, hey, we do things this way and here's why. I can put that into the READMEs of each project. And to me, right, I'm spinning my threads and using up a lot of threads, thinking about this as a onboarding process. Right, if I just point you at start.spring.io, you'll get things. You'll get the right dependencies. You'll get the right parent POM, but you're not getting any of the example code, right? If you delivered, a simple REST service starting at start.spring.io, did you follow the code conventions? When you pass it in for a code review, is it going to pass? If you put those examples inside of these repositories, that's one more thing for your team, for your developers to kind of get out of the gate. They have an example, not just of the stack and the dependency tree, but also, hey, here's real code that they can use to learn from and adopt. So for me, like that, the onboarding piece is really neat, but then also that, hey, now who hasn't heard of AI? I can go to Spring Boot, add AI, and I can add that AI example right along to my project, and it'll go into a separate package. And the cool thing, there's another cool piece here. Like, it doesn't have to be an either or, right? Luckily, these are all com.example, and it refactored and it put it into a package separate. We get all the conventions, but now this is going to work out of the gate. I'm excited about this. So I wanted to kind of like spend a minute doing that. I'm thinking through, I might refactor some of these examples because there's another example that I'm pretty excited about. I'm a fan of getting to production. And I am also a fan of Raspberry Pis. So I've got a bunch of these things that I'm running. Do I have my local stuff up? Let me take a quick peek. So that's not the cluster I want to be on. Let's switch. I haven't messed around in this for a while, so I really don't know what the status is of this cluster. But we'll learn together. Okay, so I can tell by looking. This is something I want to fix. I have this dev instance set up. This is using Keda. Let's go take a look over here. By default, I use Knative serving. And a few weeks ago, Dr. Dave Sire showed me an example where he's using, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, Keda Gateway. All right, he's using Spring Cloud Gateway as the channel that's listening for events. There's tons of ways to do this, but I kind of follow this example and I put a few things behind it. So I changed it up slightly. So let's just walk through that. I just want to see it still works. I'm going to do this port forward on this app. I'm going to do Shift F. That didn't work. What did it do? Oh, I did Control F. Shift F, port forward. So let's localhost 8080. I don't think anything else is running on 8080 right now. So now I'm going to leave this here. We can see that, hey, it's got port forwarding, so that now when I go to localhost 8080, I think if I hit this, it's going to hit that gateway at 8080, and then it's going to ask for YouTube service. And I'm hoping that it will stand up, and it did. So it was scaled to 0. It stood it up for just a second to answer the call, and then it shut it down. So this is capability that I had with Knative serving. And the thing that I'm interested in is the footprint. Because on the edge, when I'm deploying to small devices that only have 512 megabytes, I'm wondering if the overhead from Keda will be greater than or equal to or less than that of Knative. And that's it, right? I want to have that scale to 0 capability on some edge system that's going to stand up. And what do I want to have listening? Do I want to have Contour and Knative? Or is it simply Keda, the operator, and Spring Cloud Gateway? Which one? So this is where we are. This is what I'm doing right now. And I'm kind of wanting to do a side-by-side. So I'm thinking through that right now. Again, I don't have anything special. There's no real magic. You might learn something really cool. You might, if you're in this space. The idea is I can take these enterprise grade, production ready, Spring Boot applications. I can take them to the edge and I can do really cool things all over the place. So we're exploring this together. I want to circle back one sec. Let's see if I can open up that project, and we'll keep going. So this is our edit. So that worked. It did what we expected it to do. I keep that project over here at JavaGrunt.com. You can feel free to follow along over on GitHub. JavaGrunt service. And let's open that up. So the way that this is working under the covers, Keda, let's go into the Flux repo. think this is where it should live. This is the pattern that I'm taking to production. There's many like it, but this one's mine. Look at this. Hey, how are you? Coding with Strangers. Let me do a shout out if I can remember how to do this. This is the fun thing, right? We have a nice little community over here on Twitch. So give me just 1 sec and we'll do a shout out for Coding with Strangers. Give me just 1 second. Shout out. Oops, I got a little echo here. Shout out Coding with Strangers. Coding with Strangers streams a lot. Just kind of like thinking out loud, moving forward. That's what we try to do. Why is there not much resources around how to migrate big Spring applications to Spring Boot? Where are you looking? This is a move. There's a video that comes to mind of Josh Long. I'm gonna try to find it. I'll try to find it here. I go to YouTube. Maybe Spring Source Dev. Josh Long did an example of taking a pre-Spring Boot Spring application. I think he did. Yeah, with all the XML and stuff, and converting it to Spring Boot 1.0, and using the old initializer and all that, and then he migrated it to 2.x to 3.x to the latest and greatest. And I will try to find that for you, because here we go, Spring 1. No, it was. Let's see if I can find it. It was Josh and Dave Sire. And why am I not seeing it? Or maybe it was in this. It's probably part of this. This is my favorite part. This is my favorite part. Watching Joachim from Fiserv talk about how his organization is on the latest and greatest version of Spring Boot. But I'm here. So I'm here to answer questions. I don't have any objectives. I'm not trying to, there's no deadlines for me to get to production. I'm here just thinking out loud. So it's questions like this. That's what I'm here for. So I want to answer this question, and I want to see if I can get you started. I want to show you, hopefully how easy it can be. Maybe they were earlier. Let me see. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This is where I want you to go. So let's share. Oh, come on.
Now, please.
There we go. I'm going to share this with the timing. Start at 11:30. Copy that. Did it get the? Yeah, I want it to start at 11:30. Copy. All right. And I'm going to put this into the chat. I want you to watch this. I think it's maybe 15 minutes. It's not very long. I want you to watch this, and I want you to know that there is a path to go from a Spring application to a Spring Boot application. I also want you to know that this is my job. I am here to help. So if you have an example, if you'd like to learn how to go down that path, first of all, start there at this. Here's the link. I want you to go and watch as they take a Spring application, pre-Spring Boot, and they bring it all the way up to a latest and greatest. I believe at that time it was Spring Boot 3.1.2, if I'm not mistaken. So that's what I want you to do. Hopefully that helped. And then if you need more help, hi, my name is Deshaun. You can come to me, and if there's something more that we need to do to let the world know that you can migrate to Spring Boot, we'll do it, and we can do it together. I'm here to help. So wonderful. Hey, that's teamwork makes the dream work, and this is literally my job. My job as a Spring developer advocate is to advocate for you, the Spring developer. I want you to feel comfortable. I want you to enjoy the journey. I want you to have fun. So let's have fun. And yeah, if you're liking it, follow me on YouTube, on Twitch, we're on Kick and LinkedIn and all the places. Yeah, we're connected now. We're connected. So yeah, hit that button. I'm trying to have a regular cadence, but I also have customer meetings and conferences and things like that I do. But I try to do things like this when I'm streaming. When it's a live stream, it's me thinking out loud, learning together, learning in public. But again, I don't have deadlines. I'm happy to be interrupted, and I'm here to help. So let's keep on going. We looked at Spring CLI, and now I wanted to go over here and look at my gateway here. So here I've got the gateway, the latest version, and I'm wondering how did I make the difference? How did I set up the difference? Because I have this process set up where my clusters, let me go see if this is actually working. GitHub, no, I'm gonna go to javagrant.com. Is it working? javagrant.com. Oh, it's working. So this is good. So wait, I want to see which version. Actuator info. So it's on 18. So 18. How did I do the? Oh. I want to understand. I did this a while ago. So if my deployments are over here at Sean Cloud, and this is again public. I've got these clusters. Oh, I know what I did, I think. In these clusters, we're here on, right now we're running K3 Juice, but I want to look over here on ARM64. On ARM64, I deployed Knative Serving. I also deployed Keta. But in the tenants, I deployed JavaGrunt. And I deployed JavaGrunt COM. Okay. And then over here in K3D Juice, in the tenants, I deployed JavaGrunt COM dev. Okay, how did I distinguish between those two? JavaGrunt COM, RBAC. Nope, not RBAC. I want to look at the sync. So it's looking at JavaGrunt COM here. Oh, I'll bet you I'm looking at a different branch. For dev JavaGrunt COM sync. I said, hey, here it is. Service account. Oh, there's the branch. I'm looking at the Keta branch. That's how I distinguish between what's on dev and what's on prod. All right, I can live with that. That helps. That makes sense. All right, because I want to have control. I want to give control to when I'm putting on my engineer hat. I want to have control of my dev environment, my prod environment. I use this Flux repository to decide what goes where. And here I should be able to see I'm on the Keta branch. That's why it's got dev, and that's why I've got the latest version of 22. If I say git branch main, git checkout main, then on main, which is prod, I can see that I've got version 18, and I'm deploying via Knative. So we're good. I've got a dev and a prod. I got a prod and a non-prod. So now, actually, I can do this. Because I have them both running, I want to take a quick peek. So if I want to look here on K3 Juice, like I want to get some specs on these pods that are running. That's not it. I really should call the, I want to get an idea of, let me look maybe this way. Ooh, what just happened? Nothing. All right. I want to cuddle, get pods and Java, or is it dev? Java.com. They're ready. I'd like to see how much memory. Memory. Yeah. Check pod CPU. I don't think I can get into those pods. There's gonna be another way. Kubectl top pod. Dash containers. Let's see. Kubectl top pod. Dash in dev java grunt.com dash containers. All right, there you go. So let's do dash a. So if I wanted to compare what I need, so I'm looking at the difference between the gateway service, which I'm guessing that's not a native image. So I can squeeze out some more there. Hey Tukes. Tuke says, hello, how much RAM will consume the most basic Spring Boot app with crawl VM? Exactly. Let's hit, let's go over here. I wanted to see, let's keep track of these numbers, and I'm going to answer that. So here is 14, 42, 33, and 222. This is at rest, right? So let's do that math. But then let's switch over kubectx to ARM64. This is another cluster. And let's do the same thing. Kubectl top pod a containers. And I want to look at, I'm trying to compare Keta with this gateway service as like my base that I would need to do scale to 0 and be able to scale up from 0. I would need Keta on top of my kube system. I need Keta and that gateway. And the parallel to that on this system is all of the Knative pods plus the Knative, right, plus these, right, because this is a system-wide piece. Right, that's the difference. So I've got Keta installed, but that's a pretty big difference. Right, when I'm thinking I have only 512 megabytes, I can see here that I'm going to run out pretty quick, even when my images aren't optimized. Right, this is not a native image, so even when they're not optimized, this is pretty interesting. So yeah, 100 megs. So let me show you that example. Let me go to, I have one compiled, fun, Sean, Spring. Actually, I'll do this. The native image is the smallest one, but 100 megs, yeah. So I'm gonna do this. It's gonna take a minute. It's gonna take about 5 minutes because I'm doing the upgrade piece first. Oh, I need to go and cancel my, hold on, I gotta cancel my port forward. Oops, CDX, K3D, juice. But 100 megs, that's it. And we can optimize it even beyond that. but that's like a good ballpark compared, right? Let me go and stop this port forward real quick, which it looks like it already did. So we have some things that stood up. Fantastic. No more port forward. Okay, Control C. So I should be able to run this demo real quick. You've probably seen me run this demo before. It's going to start with Java 8. It's going to grab an old Spring Boot version. It's going to upgrade it, but no hands. It's going to take a few minutes. But Pink Emma says, hey, I've been trying to upgrade. How much? Whoop, I've been trying to upgrade with Grawl, but having issues with the Visual Studio versions, and I'm too lazy to fix it. Well, guess what? Like we're friends. I will remind everybody that you can reach out. Like if you want to hang out for a little bit, you can go to my website, and I make my calendar available. So you can go grab. Oh, look at this. The CEO of the house is checking in and saying hey. So yeah, that's amazing. Mom and Dad are always watching. And when the CEO of the house checks in, I say, hey, thank you so much for checking in. I appreciate you taking an interest in what I do during the day. It means a lot. The CEO. Yes, too. My CEO. Yes, absolutely. You can get on the calendar. Here it is. You can grab any time that you need. And we can have coffee, virtual coffee. We could even have coffee like in real life. So yeah, you can get on the calendar, absolutely. But anybody, this is open. If the CEO doesn't take that time first, you have access, and we can work through any kind of issues that you have. Oh, Pink Emma says, I'm going to pop up a virtual machine and install only the needed software on it once to test Grawl further. Yes, great idea. Of course, I'm making Swing desktop apps, not Spring Boot, and this is also going to work with Swing. I have heard rumors. I have not done that myself, but I have heard rumors that you can use Grawl VM with your Spring apps as well. And how cool is that? That's pretty slick. They're going to start up real fast. You will have to make those Grawl VM again for each architecture and operating system that you're deploying to, right? If you're deploying it on Windows and x86, you'll have to have a Windows x86 version. If it's also going to be running on Mac and ARM64, then you'll need to create a native image for Mac and ARM64. That operating system architecture combo, they each need a version. So we did this. I'm closed up. I wanted to, I'm running the demo. This is in the background, trying to show how big of a footprint these native images take. This is for Tukes. And we're going to see that this is going to be about 80 megs, right? The question was like, how big, how small? I'm running these things on Raspberry Pis, right? This is our baseline is a 512 megabyte ARM64 device, and that's the key. So that's what we're compiling against. This will be this is on Darwin ARM64, but the footprint size will be similar for this same app. So here we're done. We did it. We'll start it up and make sure that it's running. It's going to validate that it's running. Oh, look at this! Spring Boot 3.2.3 has been released. And now it upgraded. This is just happening today. So at some point today, Spring Boot 3.2.3 got released, and now I'm on Spring Boot 3.2.3. That's pretty slick. So it's running at 84 megabytes. So yeah, less than 100 megabytes for something reasonable. You know what? Let's take it one step further. So I started off this with doing the Spring CLI. Let's go into this upgrade example. Because I'm interested. And let's add Spring Boot AI. Spring Boot or Spring AI. Add AI. We're going to add an AI project to this. Oh, I have to switch my JVM version. SDK use Java 20.0.2 Grawl CE. Oh, SDK install Java 20.0.2-Grawl CE. Let's install that. I apologize for not having that. But yeah, it's pretty slick what we can do, but we're gonna take that simplest of simple versions and we're going to add AI to it, and we'll check again. Like, what is the footprint going to look like? And that shouldn't take very long. I'm grabbing the latest, greatest version of Grawl CE. I didn't have that installed in this computer. We'll see. Again, tens of megabytes. Now, use that one. And now let's do Spring Boot add AI. And you're actually like, hey, where'd you get that? Let me show you again. Spring project list. I have this catalog of reference projects that I can add and I can merge into an existing project. I'm interested here. I want to see this in my project. I want to see real quick. Source. So I want you to see this. My source code here, the project is dev Deshaun cubed. That's where that project lives. But I want you to see this, that this catalog, what I'm about to add, this OpenAI Hello World, this is set up as org Spring Framework. My project tree here is org Spring Framework, but I want you to see what this does, because I think this is pretty slick. I'm gonna say Spring Boot one more time. Project list. These are the reference implementations that I've got. We're gonna add this AI, this that project that we just looked at, and I want to add that example to this existing project. So Spring Boot add AI. This is slick. So I had a simple application that had the web and MVC, and we stood it up and it was healthy. But now, oh, look at this. This project to be added as a Java 21. Stopping merges the code bases are potentially incompatible. Okay, let's do this. Now, Palm, let's upgrade this one to Java 21. That's cool. Thank you for the warning. And let's try that again. Let's see what happens. It's grabbing that catalog, merging the dependencies, refactoring the code base into dev Deshaun cube Spring hello Spring. Let's open that up and let's take a look. Again, I used the Spring CLI project to do this. I had some extra logs sitting there, but I got a new README for the simple Spring AI bits that I brought in. I got some updates to my Palm. I'm 3.2.3. Java 21, I did that manually. But we brought in Spring AI, OpenAI, Spring Boot Starter. This is kind of old. I'm sure it works. I'm sure it's fine, but I think we can go to this snapshot. We'll see. It's no problem. I'm not taking it to production or anything. Let's just see what happens. I think I need a couple of properties here. And I think I have an example. I know where to go get my properties. Please hold. Pink Emma's here, so I'm going to do it on a separate window so that she cannot have any of my tokens. So please hold. Tanzu. I'm going over to another laptop to just get this property file that I need. Fun. Please hold. So I think I can do this. I can say SCP Tanzu 1 HAB UMA Spring AI rag example .endrc. Let's put that in here. As dir allow. Let's get that property that has my key in it. And now I have an open API key in my environment. Pink Emma says, these are hard and trying times, Deshaun, especially when you hoard your tokens. I apologize, but I got kids to feed. So now I've got a key. I've brought in this simple Spring OpenAI project, and we're here, and I should be all good to go. Let's start it. Let's make sure it runs. MW Spring Boot run, and this will start up. This is your normal process. Oh, it says I can't find this. Oh, I got to add the snapshots jar. Wait, that should have come over. So there's first note, the dependency jar. So I'm going to go over here to my notes, because I want to be a good consumer. I want to open up an issue on the Spring CLI during Spring Boot add. We should also merge the dependencies. What is that block called? Let's go over here. The block of that POM, I think it's dependency management. That says bring in the releases. Repositories. I shall merge the repositories. So this is bring the milestones and the snapshots. So let's do that. But let me finish my note because I want to open up this as an issue. The repositories are missing, right? That makes sense. So let's go and add a repository section. All right, we had to do a manual step, but still, we got the example code, right? I have this example. So now, let's take a look here. AI simple, and I can go look at my piece here. I run, I should be able to hit AI simple, and I should get a joke. So let's go validate. Let's run. We now have the repository. It should pull down that snapshot. Oh, it says could not find in Spring snapshots. Did it get released today? Is that what happened? Let's go to calendar. Oh, it missed. So I think I can do, I'm gonna change that version, right? I did that manually. And I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna change that to 7. Oh, I haven't. Is that released? Let's see what happens. What could possibly go wrong? Grab those indexes. Could not find the artifact. Okay, let's try that. Okay. Hello. Let's see what we got. All right, we're pulling down 071 snapshot. Again, what happened here? Process terminated. Oh, the key. Spring AI, so let me grab that. And let me throw it into my application properties. And that equals open API key. No problem, we can do that again. So this is startup, but now we're using the JVM. But we also want to verify that we have our AI activated using connecting to OpenAI. Localhost 8080 AI simple. Boom. Completion. Why did the coffee file a police report? It got mugged. So here's our example. So this is, it's still fairly simple, but now it's connecting to OpenAI. Not a lot of code, but let's now see if we can make this a native image. Let's do that exercise. It's taking a minute to shut down. I'm not sure why. Oh, I do know why, because I'm doing some interesting things in my bash. So let's do mdnw-p native :compile. And this is going to take about a minute. This is running on my ARM64. It's running on the same machine that I'm doing the stream with, and it's going to use up all the CPU, and it's going to say, hey, are there any dependencies in here that we want to get rid of? If we're not using it, throw it away. It's looking at my class path. It's doing everything at build time, and it's going to generate this native image that'll only run on this Darwin operating system, Mac, and ARM64 system architecture. I can't move this to any other machine like I can with bytecode. So that's one of the trade-offs. But when we're talking footprint, when we're trying to deploy this to a Raspberry Pi, this is pretty cool. And that's what I do. I don't have cloud money, right? I have Raspberry Pi money. And that bottom tier that I'm deploying has 512 megabytes on it. So if this is a 100 megabyte app, I can deploy a couple of them. And if I can get this Keta example that we were looking at just a minute ago, if I can get Keta deployed to this small infrastructure, to 512 megabytes of infrastructure, I could have multiple services deployed onto that machine, onto that 512 megabyte machine, and I could have them scale up, scale down. And there's some interesting things that go along with that. Right? Software is software for a reason. Right? If I've only got 512 megabytes of resources, but I can still deploy dozens of different services, different applications, I can schedule them as well. Then I can do some really, really interesting things on a really, really small footprint. And again, enterprise grade code. So here we go. Let's do target Hello Spring. It's up and running. Let's go. It started up in 0.07 seconds, and Java Grunt Jr. has entered the room. So let's go and see if we can still hit localhost 8080 simple hit refresh. Let's see if we get a new joke. And we do. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field. So it worked. But now the question is, like, how much memory does that take? And I can do it a couple of ways. Let me go over here. I don't remember the exact piece. I'll figure it out. It's fun. Sean. Here's what we do. I want it to be the exact same way that we were running it before. Here and cat demo. It's in here. The memory piece is, where's the command? It's the PS, RSS, hello, stats. Hold on one sec, Junior. Where's the memory piece? Here we go. I'm gonna run this. I want to pass in that process ID. So this is what I want to do. But I want to pass in this process ID. So I'm going to paste that there, except I'm going to change out RSS equals to 15143. And that number needs to get shifted. Cat demo, because I think that's, so remember 1344. We do this shift because I don't remember why. Please hold, please continue to hold. BCC, this, that number divided by 1024. So let's do this. What was our number? It was 1344. So let's paste this. And let's put 1344. There's no way it's 1.3 megs. I did something wrong. I can do, what's the other command that I can do to look at the memory? Bmap 15143 type grep physical. This is only on a Mac. It's running 45.2 megs. So this is a not, this 45.2 doesn't match to the other 82 megs that we had. But just to give you a range, this is just the physical memory.
Are you doing your demo?
I'm not doing my demo. I'm just on the live stream.
Well, then can you do this?
What do you mean?
Put in the pin because we're not and now it wants
What is that? It doesn't say Fortnite.
That's the Fortnite logo.
Nope, I don't like it.
That is Fortnite.
No.
Look.
You're trying to pull it over on me, and
No, look. Epic Games Launcher.
you're trying to pull it. You're trying to pull it over on me, and I'm not falling for it.
I'm not doing
He's trying to get me while I'm distracted. He's no dummy. Javagram Jr. is not a dummy. So we just ran an example. I really want to get that. I need to make that command to do that footprint. I need to make that a
Dad, look.
shortcut.
Fortnite.
Yeah. Please hold.
See?
Please hold on.
I wasn't trying to pull it up.
Move. Get over here. All right. You're good.
What's this? Oh.
So Javagram Jr. has taken an interest into this stuff, and the streaming. He knows the demos. He can run the demos, but he's also interested in Fortnite. So I'm trying to balance things out, let him play a little bit of Fortnite, but then hey, you got to do a presentation with me. So I'm picking my battles. AI is going to put dads out of jokes the world over. This is real. What jobs are left for the dads if AI is going to take over all the dad jokes?
Dad, you know what's weird? I'm on the same account, but on my Xbox and Twitch, I only have 900 V-Bucks, but on here I have 1,000. So whenever
Yeah, maybe we'll figure that out.
comes out.
So that's all I wanted to do today. So here's what I'll do. My kids are home. I want to go and hang out with them. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask. If there's anything else I need to take a look at, what are you stuck on? Emma, I think I would like to do a swing app as a native image. I think that's worth doing, just to for me, so I can meet you where you're at and see if I run into anything. I think that's worth doing. So I'm gonna put that on my to-do list as well. And what else? What else should I be doing? What else are you stuck with? Let's do a spring swing application as native image. I would like to get one of those. But if there's nothing else, I'll say this, I say it a lot. If you come to my house for dinner and you leave hungry, that's your fault. If you're here and you've got questions, I'm ready to answer. I don't have all the answers, but I got friends on Slack and other places. If you've got a question, ask now. Otherwise, I'll circle back. And, hey, here we go. Emma says, my problem is that I have two versions of Visual Studio, and my normal method of switching between them doesn't seem to work with the crawl build script. Emma, I'm happy to, I don't have an answer off the top of my head, but let's see if we can figure it out. If you'd like, just grab some time and we'll figure it out. We'll pair on it and see if I can help understand the problem. Maybe I can get you over it, but in the meantime, I'll take it for a spin. See if I can help. So thanks. I'm going to be recording some videos. Instead of doing the live stream, I'm going to just try to record some videos, some things that I think are interesting. I'll do one for Spring CLI that we just looked at. And I'm going to try to clean up some of my repositories, but we'll go from there. So it's almost Friday. I hope you're having a good week. I'd like to hear what's going on over the weekend. And yeah, until next time, take care. We'll see you soon.